So heritage generally is classified into these two broad categories, which we call tangible and intangible. So more often than not, when we think of heritage, we think of actual objects that we can work with, we can touch, but there is a significant, important aspect to it, which is intangible heritage. So tangible heritage, as the name suggests, can be anything that we can touch, work with, feel, sense. So if you think of an old object, something like an old book, that's an heritage for you because it has a value, it has traveled down history. But within that tangible category, heritage can also be classified in terms of movable and immovable. So if you think about, buildings, so one of the most direct way in which we come to know about heritage is through buildings, architectural buildings, monuments, but you can't move them around. They are where they are. But there is another category which is movable heritage. So if you think of coins, artifacts, manuscripts, which is a handwritten book, traveled down centuries, photographs, audiovisual material, which is in the form of, various cassettes and so on and so forth. So that's broadly how you look at heritage. Intangible heritage, on the other hand, which has recently become very important, is we have a lot of traditions that are passed down through centuries from one family to the other in terms of songs, in terms of stories, in terms of recollections, and they have been increasingly realized as a very important part of the heritage. So when you talk about heritage, what is heritage and what we do at the Institute in terms of heritage, we have all these categories. So movable, immovable within the classification of tangible, and then intangible, we have oral traditions.
Heritage for us, I think, is really about understanding the past through the kinds of tools and lenses we have available to us in the present, and therefore then to figure out a way to prepare ourselves and our children for the future. So it becomes a way of thinking about who we are, what we do, why we do the things we do, how we do the things that we do. And I think that's the thing that probably ignites both of our passions. We work on slightly different but very related sorts of fields. Wafi works on manuscripts and texts and oral histories and all of those sorts of things, movable stuff mostly that he was talking about. And I tend to work on stuff that you can't move. They're big and humongous, and they've been there for a very long time. But I think for both of them, the important thing is, what does this mean? What does it say about who we are and what we can be?